That's the way you walk when you walk over there. Boom. All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Tuesday. It is August 23rd. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Ruby Tuesday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Raymond Report. You can find the Raymond Report each and every day right here at atsstats.com, and hopefully you are having yourself a great day wherever you are on a Ruby Tuesday, August 23rd. My name is Ron Raymond. I'm a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. It is a 20 degrees here today, overcast in the nation's capital. Not a great day, but not a bad day. As long as there's no snow on the ground, you know, it's a good day. But we're ready to go here on a Ruby Tuesday. And hopefully you enjoyed that Yankees game last night, the Yankees and the Mets, a non-conference game, and that'll be part of the workshop here today. But very good game last night. The Subway Series, and it doesn't matter, as my good friend John Presco says, either it's in New York at Citi Field or at the at Yankee Stadium, it's still the Subway Series. Well, here we go again. And hopefully you guys were able to watch that game. And there's some good games last night, and we'll take a look at the bullpen picks, see how the pickers did at bullpenpicks.com. And if you're tuning in for the very first time, you can find all the ramblers and gamblers here at the Raymond Report, right there in the Breakfast Clubbers, which we call the bullpen here at atsstats.com on our YouTube channel. And you can also find us now on your favorite podcast platform, either if you download it on Apple, Spotify, iTunes Radio, or iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. Hey, try to mix in two in one shot right there, but you know where you can find us, and just type in the Raymond Report Sports Betting Podcast, and you will find us on your favorite platform each and every day, Monday to Friday, 10:30 Eastern, right here at the Raymond Report. Also, we got a Discord. If you go to our YouTube channel, you will see we have a little logo. And in fact, if you click on the description where you see it says three little dots and more, just expand it, or wherever you're watching your podcast, you'll see we have a Discord, and we are in there each and every day. We are chatting about the games, and we do have some great members right there in the Discord, and they're sharing their picks. And now with college football starting this Saturday, and there's CFL, NFL, Major League Baseball, yeah, we are ready to rumble, and we are looking forward to another weekend of college football starting this Saturday, and it kicks it all off with Northwestern and Ric Flair is even happy about that, and Nebraska. So good morning, everyone. I see people are starting to trickle into the bullpen. That's what we call our chat box. And if you look below this video, you're going to see a scrolling members. These are the Breakfast Clubbers that are part of the Raymond Report. And if you want to be a part of the Raymond Report and part of the members area, and if you like the channel and you want to support it, you can be part of what we call the Breakfast Club, because we do this each and every morning, Monday to Friday, here on our YouTube channel. And you'll see a join button right below this video, and you join the members area, and you'll get some special perks with your membership. All right, the podcast is sorry, not the podcast, but in 2009 I wrote this book you see right here on your screen, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, along with 30 bonus tips. Now, there's a lot of great tips in this book, and in fact, one of them I shared with you this week, Friday or Monday, I can't remember, but it's the first game on the Nevada rotation. It won't be, with this Saturday, only 7 college football games. It doesn't come really in full effect, but you know what? That Northwestern Nebraska game, everybody's talking about the game because it's the game of the week, right? It'll be played in across the pond. I think it's in Ireland. And there'll be a lot of action on that. But this book I wrote in 2009, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secret, along with 30 bonus tips. You can get it right here on our website, or if you go to amazon.ca or .com, you can purchase this book. And again, it's a, like I always say, it's not a Nobel Peace Prize written book, but you know what? There's a lot of good information right there. And if you are new to the sports betting scene and you want a little bit of fundamentals, this book will help you along the way. All right, speaking of fundamentals, and the mission statement of this this podcast is to help and educate the novice sports bettor and how to avoid beginner's mistake. And if you are new to sports betting and if you have no clue what you're doing, again, getting the book and listening to the show is a good first step, and hopefully we can lead you on the way to become a successful and profitable sports bettor. All right, now what I always do here each and every day before we get going on the show, I explain to you what exactly is the Raymond Report sports betting system. And if you follow the fundamentals of the Raymond Report, each and every day I'm talking about value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability / injuries, and a disciplined money management system. And you can find this system here at atsstats.com. Also along the show, you're going to hear me talk about A, B, and C type teams in the Raymond Report. A type teams are teams with a winning percentage of 60% or higher. B-type teams are 50 to 59.9, and C-type teams are teams below 500, 49.9. And like a good old high school sweetheart, they're going to break your heart, and that's what C-type teams do. It all depends what cycle they are in, and you're also going to hear me talk about bullish, neutral, and bearish cycles. A bullish cycle is when a team is 7-0, 6-1, or 5-2 in their last 7 games in Major League Baseball, NHL, or the NBA. In NFL, CFL, and the college football, the cycles are 3-game cycles. That's because the games are spread out longer. And I couldn't do a 7-game cycle in football because that would be like almost 2 months, right? But you're going to hear me talk about this a lot. And you're going to hear me talk about the golden rules of sports betting, which I call the 10 commandments of sports betting. But before we do that, I want to say good morning to my good friend John Peresco, Jasper C, Japper Sai 77's in the house. I see F is in the house. Greetings, everyone. F is for fantastic. Queezman's in the house. Good morning, everyone. Mitchell Watson. Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Mitchell. Ready to learn? Hey, get the paper and pencil out if we still do that nowadays. Hey, I don't know if they do paper and pencil anymore, but we'll get the chalkboard out. Ron B's in the house. It's going to be a good show when a guy named Ron shows up in your bullpen. So I love that. And welcome to the show, Ron. And for that, you get a money, not a money never sleeps. You get
straight cash, homie.
Straight cash, homie. Let's get that straight cash today. It's a Maine's World's in the house. Good morning. It's a Maine's World. OG Wheat's in the house. Good morning, Breakfast Club. And Coach, I listened to the late yesterday, Coach, but I took a little note on the Yankees run line. Good job. And we did.
Show me the money!
Yeah, even though I didn't play last night, I took the day off. I went through all the games, and you know what? And I'll get to the golden rules in just rule number where is it? Number 5. Never force a pick because you need action. I think sometimes you just need to take the day off, and if you don't see anything, don't force it, right? And speaking of the 10 commandments. Avoid rule number 1 of the of our 10 commandments, the golden rules of sports betting. And you know what? I there's 10 now, and I'm sure we can add like 20 of them. We can add like 10 more, and I think I'm gonna have to, as we go along with the show, add opinions after the top 10. Or you know what? If we find a really good one, we knock one out and we put that one in its place. But rule number 1 of the Raymond Report, or my golden rules of sports betting: avoid or don't bet big money on C-type teams in the Raymond Report. Number 2, I never lay points I will only bet money line. I'll take the points, or I'll bet the over/under. Rule number 3, and it comes into effect today: never bet on doubleheaders in baseball. It's just too much going on for the managers, the bullpens, and everybody involved, right? Even bettors, because you just don't know who's going to be in the lineup the second game. Follow a disciplined money management system like the Raymond Report, and I talk about it here each and every day. Rule number 5, which I exercised last night: never force a pick because you need action on the game. Either play bullpen picks or street catcher, but be smart about the way you're wagering on sports. Never chase losing bets on a bad day. Bet with your wallet, not your heart. Beer and pizza money on C type crimes. That's what I call teams below 500. Never bet against an A type team, which I learned last weekend. Hey, 26 years and you're still learning. And I should know better. Never bet against A-type teams who are bullish at home, i.e. the Atlanta Braves taking on Houston. The 24-hour rule of betting: take a day off after a big win. Enjoy the win, just like we do in football practice when we talk to our team and we come off a big upset win or any win, right? Because you never know when that next win's going to come. Always, let's say you hit a 3, 5, 7, 10 team parlay, take the next day off, because the worst thing you want to do in the next day is give it all back to the sportsbook. And rule number 10 of the 10 commandments: never bet on any team ABC who are in a bearish cycle. And you know what? Sometimes it works for you, sometimes it don't. And last night I did exercise that rule against the New York Yankees. But hey, a perfect example that I talked about yesterday in the show, right? We had a little poll. I think before we left, the poll was 81% favoring the New York Mets. And what did I say? One of the golden rules: when everybody's on one side, what do? You go the other side. And I did have an opinion on the Yankees on the run line. So if you did take it, congrats. And today, like I always say, the day the sun came up, the day ends in Y. Why not get right back on the horse and go get some winners today? All right, I see, Coach, I stick by my rule. Don't bet on B that just got in the pool from the C teams. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that one, though, because it's just too much monitoring happening right there. Good morning, Brent. Brent Vienna's in the house. Brent's a member here of the Breakfast Clubbers. Daniel Schwartz: sorry I'm late, everyone. I was practicing on my keyboard and lost track of time. Oh, hey, you're playing some piano there, some Beethoven, or you're playing some Billy Joel maybe. And so hey, good stuff right there. Here's the money management system that I always recommend. And if you go to the website and you go to tools, and under tools, you're gonna see the golden rules of sports betting. Scroll down to the bottom and you're going to see the away and home categories right here: A, B, and C type teams, and the recommendation of units that you should wager on those teams. And if you follow the Raymond Report, you know it's listed on almost every page on where you are betting. All right, let's get on to the next agenda of business, and that is the World Series of Handicapping Pro Football Contest. And as Mike Singletary would say,
our formula is this: we go out, we hit people in the mouth.
And that's what you want to do in this contest. Week 1, you want to punch everybody in the mouth, especially your bookmaker. And this contest is going into its 11th season. Believe it or not, season number 11 of the World Series of Handicapping Pro Football Contest. You can sign up today. It's a free contest, and you know the rules. If it's free, it's for me. And you can sign up today at worldseriesofhandicapping.com. And as I always say, let's go check out these beauties of a winners. And if you're ever stuck in a scrap, you want these guys on your side, because they look like they can scrap. And the one thing they can do is they can win football contests. And these guys are beauties right here. They won the contest. They won some cash along the way. And folks, if you want to sign up today, go to the World Series of Handicapping.com football contest and sign up today. Make 7 picks each and every week, 7 units to 1 unit, sides or totals. And if you win the contest, you will win the Baron Championship ring, courtesy of the World Series of Handicapping.com. All right. Hey, Daniel, Coach, I came up with a new commandment based on the money management chart. If a team with at least 1 unit is playing a team with a 0 unit bet the 1 unit team to win if it has value. Okay, you know what, Daniel, I will keep an eye out on that today. I'll check my sheet. So I see it does have a couple today. But you know what? I love the fact that you're doing your homework and you are trying to find us some winners, and that's what I love about the Ramblers and Gamblers in the bullpen. They're always looking out for each other, and that's a good one. I like that one, Daniel, and I'm going to keep an eye on that one into today's games. All right, let's take a look at the schedule, and as always, we always pay our respect to the horse racing industry. All right, get your money ready. Get them in. They are off and running today in Cincinnati at Belterra Park. Post time today at Belterra is 12:35 Eastern. First race is 6 furlongs on the dirt. In race number 1, it's a $18,500 allowance race. And what we recommend here on the Raymond Report tip sheet is the 4-5-2 in race number 1. And you got McKee in the saddle on number 4, High Speed, 8-5 morning line. The number 5 horse, Sophia Strong, with Oots in the saddle, 40% in the money the last 100 races, 3-1 morning line on Sophia Strong. And the number 2 horse, Lucky Tuesday. And you know what? Hey, then maybe that's a sign. On a Ruby Tuesday, you want to bet on Lucky Tuesday. Machado in the saddle, 38% in the money, 9-2 morning line. And you know what? If you're going to bet this race, take the number 2 horse, Lucky Tuesday, on a Ruby Tuesday. Put, let's say you got a $20 budget. Put 10 to win, 10 to place on Lucky Tuesday, the 2 horse. And let's see tomorrow if it comes in, because I feel kind of lucky that Lucky Tuesday will come in on a Ruby Tuesday here at the Raymond Report. If you want all the tip sheets, all the picks today at Belterra, you can get the tip sheet for free each and every day. All you got to do is go to atsstats.com. Under horses, go to free tip sheet. And once you get to the free tip sheet page, look for the pull down menu and then go to August 23rd, Belterra Park. And don't forget to bet on Lucky Tuesday. And I'm going to keep an eye on that horse today in the first race, 12:35 post time. And let's see if we get lucky with Lucky Tuesday. All right, and Lucky Tuesday, you better
Show me the money!
show me the money in race number 1 there, Lucky Tuesday. All right, so I see John X in the house. Good morning, John. And again, folks, if you want to post each and every day, you can. All you got to do is show up on our live stream every morning at 10:30 Eastern, and we do have a bullpen, a chat box, and you can go in there and you can post your comments. And you know what? Let's do another poll here today. I'm gonna pick another game of the day, and I'm gonna take. Should I go back to the Yankees and the Mets? You know what? Why not? Why not go back to back Yankees Mets? So what's the line here today? We got the Yankees -130. So we're gonna do a quick poll right now. Who do you like? Who do you like in the Subway Series? Who do you like tonight? Mets or Yankees? Mets or Yankees? And let me see here. So, oh, wrong one. I'm writing a chat right here. All right, where's the poll? There it is. All right, so who do you like, Mets or Yankees? And we'll put the Mets at +110, Yankees at -130. And let us know who you like today in the game between the Mets and Yankees, and I'll follow along throughout the show and let you guys know who is leading what. Yesterday we had 81% on the New York Mets, so we'll see if that perception versus reality. Remember, I said all the time, wherever you are in a cycle of a team, the perception versus reality is it's for real. It is for real, and that's why market psychology does play a big factor into your sports betting. All right, let's go to the market watch and let's see what came in yesterday in Major League Baseball. We only had 9 games, so I don't let me see. You never know though. We've been on a pretty good dog run, and we're still neutral. Look at that, neutral, 53% last 7 days for the favorites, and you can see the underdogs winning 46.9, which is pretty good because on the season underdogs have been winning 41.3, so 5%. That's a lot. 5% when you think about the yearly average of underdogs winning on a 7-day average. In fact, on a 3-day average, they've covered and won. Oh, they've won 52.3%. And if you look at yesterday, 5-4 for the favorites, 1-8 to the under. Wow, I didn't see that this morning when I was doing some of my research. The unders 8-1 yesterday. So if you did bet totals and you bet the under, congrats, because you got
Straight cash, homie.
some straight catch right there. 58.1% of the unders have cashed in the last 7 days. So if you are betting over unders, hopefully you guys are making some money. And speaking of money, let me go back here and take a look at the 7-day average for the under. Yeah, 58.1 and 89% yesterday. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. And if you look here on the screen, all the green, that's all the unders. That means the unders have taken today. So if you go back to August 11th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 12, 10 and 2 to the under for all the combined records together. So man, the under has come in pretty good, and wow, we'll keep an eye out on that today, see if the unders. And you know what, Isaiah, I know normally Isaiah is a big totals better. I wonder if he's been betting the under of late, and we'll see with that. All right, let's go to the ABCs and
A, B, C. A, always B, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
always be closing those winning tickets. And let's see in Major League Baseball, who are the bearish teams, the bullish teams, and the neutral. And right now, look at this. Don't adjust your set. If you're watching on the screen and if you see a lot of yellow, that means a lot of teams are neutral. But if you look at the SBI and you look at the 7-day average, 53.3% of the favorites have come in. So we are in a neutral market. And folks, this is part of the money management system that we talk about here each and every day. I know in sports betting, we're so concentrated on trends and picks and the over-unders and props and all that. But at the end of the day, do you really have a money management system that you can follow with discipline and make money at the end of the day? Because at the end of the day, sports betting, it's hard to do. It's hard to make money at sports betting. And if you have the same mindset each and every day and you're betting the same amount of money, like yesterday is a perfect example of taking a day off, right? 9 games on the board. You had some games that were pretty sketchy, and you had some teams that were bearish, like the New York Yankees. There's nothing wrong with taking a day off because nobody says you only have 2 weeks to make money, right? The window of opportunity to make money is there year long, but you got to have a game plan, right? Mike Tyson says all the time, everybody has a plan till they get punched in the mouth, and we all know what Mike Singletary thinks about that, right?
Our formula is this. We go out, we hit people in the mouth.
We go hit them in the mouth. I don't know. Mike Singletary is starting to be one of my favorite soundbite guys. Hey, it's just if I was an offensive player, I think if I ever played defense, I would want to play for Mike Singletary. Hey, remember those eyes when he used to play for the Chicago Bears? Imagine if you're a quarterback and you're looking at across this. You're starting to read the box and you're looking for where's the Mike, where's the Mac? 52 is the Mike, 52 is the Mike, and Mike was he was 52, wasn't he? And you see those eyes staring at you. Hey, I think I call timeout right there. Hey, the coach probably would say, I'd probably go over and he'd probably hear this. What the hell are you calling timeout for? Oh, did you see Mike Singletary out there? It looks like he hasn't eaten in 3 weeks, and he's coming right at me. So yeah, Mike Singletary, if you recall, just go watch his highlight on YouTube. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Wish Mike was still coaching. He was. Yeah, you know what? The thing is with old school coaches now is that players today are not used to it. They're not used to that. And the thing, and I know I'm probably getting on the Ron's rant right here. Hey kids, get off my lawn. But the one thing about being a passionate coach is that sometimes young players think that they're angry or there's hatred. Is the reason why a lot of coaches they're yelling or they're passionate or they speak loud is because they're intense and they really want it. And sometimes that old saying, lost in translation, when you see a coach just start losing it, it's because he cares and he's trying to get the best out of you. It's not that he hates you and he's trying to yell at you or demean you or nothing like that. That's the way old school coaches are, man. Like old school coaching, it's about passion and it's about getting the best out of their players. And sometimes people, the younger generation, they really don't, they don't like it sometimes, but some do because they get it, right? And it's football. It's not pillow fighting. That's one thing we always tell. Hey, this is football. This is a violent contact sport. It's not pillow fighting. And football's football, man. Anyways, back on track here. Once I get into these football rants, I get going, right? You guys know me. Bounce back Tuesday, trying to get even or better, says F for fantastic. All right, let's take a look at the A-type teams in the Raymond report. And I love these. Let me see here.
These are the ABCs of me, baby.
Yeah, these are the ABCs, and these are the A-type teams. And look at that, the A's and B's right now. There's not one A or B-type team that is bearish, and you can thank the New York Yankees for getting out of that bearish cycle yesterday. And you can see here the Yankees now back at a neutral cycle. They're 3-4, and don't look now, they're on a 2-game win streak. The LA Dodgers losing last night to the Milwaukee Brewers. I didn't have that on bullpen. The New York Mets losing. Houston, no, do we have a problem, Houston? I don't think so. They're on a 1-game win streak. Atlanta is still cruising along. Hey, Atlanta's showing you why they're the defending World Series champions, right? Yankees, A-type teams. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A-type teams in the Raymond report. Then you got only 2 teams in the Bravo Club, St. Louis and Tampa Bay. Nice win last night for the Rays, and they are bullish. Every other team is neutral in the B teams, and you can see here Arizona, the LA Angels, Colorado, Kansas City, and Pittsburgh. Those are the teams you probably want to stay away from right now because they are not helping you. And
cannot play with them, cannot win with them, cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
Can't bet on those C-type teams right now. And another soundbite courtesy of Mike Singletary. So thanks, Mike. Man, maybe anybody know Mike Singletary? I'd love to get him on the show, eh? Imagine just talking football 1 hour with Mike Singletary. That would be awesome. All right, Lombardi and Madden had compassion. Yeah, compassion's a big thing too. And so did Bill Parcells. Did you know Bill Parcells? I think it was every Monday or at the end of the year, he would bring flowers to his secretaries, and he apologized for saying this is for having to deal with me throughout the season, right? And Bill Parcells, another one of those compassionate, very passionate coaches, right? But he would always bring flowers to his secretaries at the end of the season and apologize for his behavior during the year. And I think he said that too on 60 Minutes. If you watch his thing on 60 Minutes, another great coach, right? And you look at all the great coaches. There's always like the coaching tree, right? You think of Mike Holmgren, Mariucci, Bill Walsh, the coaching tree. You see it all the time, right? Everybody the part of the coaching tree, and great coaches. I've done a lot of studies on coaches, and people might not. Tom Coughlin, I read his book and Coughlin Time, and yeah, if you better be on Coughlin Time. Everybody knows about Coughlin Time, right? If you have a meeting at 2, you better be there at 1:55. You always better early than late with Tom Coughlin, right? All right, so let's get on with the next thing on the workshop. All right, Ron's daily workshop. Today I'm going to talk about Major League Baseball non-conference games. Now, I was doing watching that game last night and I said, look at that, 2 non-conference team. And I said this morning, how many non-conference games do we have here today? And believe it or not, we got 7 non-conference games going today in Major League Baseball. So I said, why not Dan Campbell? Yeah, Dan Campbell. I love Dan Campbell. I didn't watch Hard Knocks yet. Head coach of Detroit, boy, is he compassionate and lights a fire under you. Has anyone see him on Hard Knocks this season? Yeah. And I remember watching a couple of highlights. I think they remember what their record was last year, right? And that's the thing about playing on a losing team. When you play on a losing team, trying to keep everybody motivated to the next game, that's probably one of the hardest jobs in football, right? You're going to week 10, you're probably 1-9. You're like, geez, how do we light a fire under these guys? How do we, like my good friend Jamie Breeze used to say, the most important play in football is the next play, and that's all you got to remember. The most important game is the next game. That's all you got to do. That's the only thing you really control is the next play, the next game, and that is football. All right, speaking of baseball, so what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to show you a little bit of some of my research that I did this morning. You got a couple of non-conference games, right? You got Arizona at Kansas City, Texas at Colorado, Cleveland at San Diego. You got Miami taking on Oakland. You got the Mets and the Yankees in the Subway Series. You got San Fran at Detroit, and Washington taking on Seattle in some non-conference game here. So I'm going to show you some of the records. So home teams this season, so we'll go non-conference game. So home teams versus non-conference opponents. So where's my non-conference thing? Just bear with me right here. There it is. Non-conference this season. All right, and let's say we're playing National League opponents first, and then I'll do American League. Scroll right down. Versus National League conference opponent. All right, home teams. So home teams like the Yankees, non-conference, current season, National Conference opponent. 55-55. Yankees 5-2 this year against non-conference opponents at home, and you can see. You know what? Before I do at home, let me do overall, and then I will do at home and away. So any team non-conference against National League. So we'll take a look at the American League first. So these are all the American League teams against non-conference, and I'm only going to go and point out the ones that look, everything that's 500. I really don't want to, there's nothing really to talk about. Baltimore, look at that. When Baltimore's playing non-conference foes, 4-11-3 to the under. Tampa Bay, nothing to write home about. Minnesota, not doing well. Hey, Isaiah, what's going on with your Twins against non-conference opponent? You can see here they are 5-12 straight up against non-conference foes. Kansas City 10-4-1 to the over, and now Kansas City plays Arizona here today, so maybe the over is what you want to consider. And when we do these exercises, it's called Ron's Workshop. You might want to take some notes here if you are betting on sports, because there's so much information that we give here on the show, and sometimes it always amazes me that members or the people who listen to the show will email me and say, hey, remember you talked about that? I bet that. And they pick up the pearls, right? And that's what my good friend Greg Dempson used to say. Hey, they come for coffee, but give them the pearls, baby. And that's what you want to get here. So anytime we're doing these type of shows and I'm giving you guys stats like this, and if they're really good, write them down. And if they come in the next day, let us know. And hopefully you guys will share it. And that's what it's all about, right? Networking and giving you guys good information. And the only thing is I just tie a podcast to it, right? All right, Cleveland 10-8. You can see Detroit 10-8. Oakland, Oakland not good. 2-8. Well, they haven't been good all year. Seattle 9-4 to the over. LA Angels, what's going on with the Angels? Houston 9-6. Hey, for an 8-type team, only 9-6. That's a little scary right there. All right, let's do the other conference right now. So we'll do American League, and let's do American League Conference. Any teams, home or away? And let's see which teams in the National League are having a good run right now. Atlanta 10-5, 11-3-1, 11-3-1. Now here's the thing. Now there's DHs in both leagues, so that used to play a big role, right, in these non-conference games. But because now there's DHs in both leagues, doesn't play a big role like it did in the past. But it's still 11-3. Facts are facts, right? Chicago Cubs 5-12 against non-conference foes. St. Louis, Pittsburgh 4-11. Yeah, but a C-type team. Milwaukee. Hey, you know what? You gotta give the Brew Crew some credit. They went into LA yesterday and they got the they got the win yesterday, but it's not a non-conference game. But Milwaukee doing very well against non-conference opponent. 13-4, probably the best team against non-conference foes. Oh, maybe not the Dodgers. Forgot about those guys in blues out there in the West Coast. 15-5 straight up, and you can see here some other ones. San Diego 8-2-0 to the over for non-conference foes. All right, let me do home teams, and I'm going to do home teams against National League division opponents. So we'll start with the American League first, and I do have some numbers that I want to show you, and let me get to that. Home teams against National League opponents. The Yankees 5-2. And let me see here, Toronto 5-2, but I'll just do the games that matter for us here today. So Kansas City, what I'm doing American League teams, right? So Kansas City, 4-1 to the over, and you got Cleveland 7-3 to the over, but they're playing at San Diego. Those are the two best teams in the American League Conference right now. And the other ones, I didn't want to do that. Let me go back here. And let me do this. Let's go to American League Conference. Let's go to San Diego 4-1 to the over, and San Francisco at home against non-conference opponents. Oh, wait a minute. I got the wrong one there. San Fran 4-6. What did I see this morning? I was doing my research here. So let me do away teams. That's right. So I think it was away teams. but I don't think that, yeah, there we go. San Francisco, where are you? There we go. San Francisco on the road against non-conference opponent. They are 5-0 straight up, and they're playing Detroit. So maybe San Fran is a team you really want to look at. Anyway, a little non-conference talk today in the workshop. And again, every day we do a little bit of research, and that's why we call it the workshop, right? All right, let's get on to the next task at hand, and I'm going to bring back my old computer picks. So I'm going to go to the if you're ever at atsstats.com, what you want to do is once you get into the your dashboard, you want to go to the computer picks, and let's go Major League Baseball, and let's we'll start off. You know what? Let's go football, and then we'll finish off with baseball at the end. Since baseball is on the agenda here today, we'll take a look at the college football, CFL, and Major League Baseball. And this is something I want to incorporate here every day. So let me go back to CFL. We'll do the CFL first, and then college football, and then I'll get back to Major League Baseball. And while I'll do that, I won't waste any time. I'll go bring it up right here. But I'll bring that there, so this way be ready to roll when we go. Hey, are we having fun yet?
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Yeah, we always have fun here on the Raymond Report, and there she is, Miss Gloria K.
That coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
And Gloria K is a closer. How you doing, Gloria K? I know you're on the golf tour right now, so hopefully you're having fun. Just like Leon Edward, coach, he light up his behind before the 5th round and always went to get that win. Can you see how a team and B teams do on Mondays? A teams and B teams on Monday. I can do Mondays, but I can't do like A or B. You'd have to work it out. So what he's asking is this. So let me go back to the dashboard. I can't do A or B, but you know today is Tuesday, right, Scott? Hey, you know today is a Ruby Tuesday, right? But you want to know how teams do on Monday? Home teams? Did you asking home teams or any team? So I'll do home teams. So let me do teams on a Monday. Monday. All right, where's my Mondays? There we go. Monday, current season. All right, so home teams on a Monday. You can see that 111 and 80, and if you want to, you just go through every team right here: Yankees, Boston, Toronto, Baltimore. And if you want to do overall, all you got to do is any playing on a Monday, and you can see here every team that plays on a Monday, the record will show up. Did I hit there you go. Yankees 8-3, Boston 6-6, and then you can distinguish which one's an A and B type team. All right, CFL week number 12 is coming up, and CFL week number 11 is in the book. Bad news if you're a CFL fan for quarterback, especially Nathan Rourke. Foot injury, is going to need surgery. Hopefully he's back at the end of the year, but if you're a BC Lions fan, you know you can't be too happy right now with the season. He was having an MVP type season, and it's unfortunate. Calgary traveling to Investor Group Field this Thursday. I believe it's a Thursday game, August 25th. The Bombers 9-1 on the year, taking on the Calgary Stampeders. Calgary, do we have a quarterback controversy? Bo Levi Mitchell got pulled in the second half last week against Toronto, and you know what, he got pulled, and Jake Mayer came in, but he didn't really engineer the winning drive. The defense got a special teams interception touchdown. Yeah, Jake Mayer did get the second half field goal, led up to the field goal where Paredes got the kick. But it's gonna be interesting to see how Coach Dave Dickinson handles Bo Levi Mitchell down the stretch, and going into Thursday's game. 5.5 is the side, 48.5 is the total. We do have Winnipeg winning, 50% chance of winning compared to 29 for Calgary. Hamilton taking on Toronto. This is always a good one. You got the Argos, a 3-point favorite. The over-under set at 48.5, and we do have a 57% chance of winning for Toronto compared to 41.1 for Hamilton, who's coming off a 29-28 loss, heartbreaking loss to the Alouettes, and Toronto lost 22-19 to the Stampeders. Saskatchewan looks like Cody Fajardo will hold on to his starting assignment assignment job. He's up against BC Lions. Michael O'Connor, Ottawa's own Michael O'Connor, going to get the nod here today or Saturday for the BC Lions. Saturday or Friday? I think it's Friday. And 4.5 is the line, 46.5 is the total. 57% chance of winning for BC, who are now on a 5-game win streak, 8-1 on the season. Saskatchewan coming off a 28-10 loss to the BC Lions. So you got a couple of back-to-back games in the CFL for week number 12. And you got the Ottawa Red Blacks traveling to Edmonton. And you got Dedmon's back. Devontae Dedmon back here with the Ottawa Red Blacks, one of our special teams returner. He was down south, got a cup of coffee, and then he came back. Edmonton, a 3-point favorite, a over-under set at 48.5, and we do have the Elks winning this one at 58.8% compared to 45.4 for the Ottawa Red Blacks, and that is your CFL report for week number 12. All right, college football is on deck here this Saturday, and the game this Saturday, I believe, is in Dublin, Ireland. You got Nebraska taking on the Northwestern Wildcats. Now the bookmakers making the Cornhuskers a 13-point favorite. 50.5 is the total. We got Nebraska winning, chance of winning at 82.8%, and compared to 16.1 for Northwestern. And my good friend Ross Benjamin will be on the show this Thursday, and we will probably break down this game, and Ross will give us some more of his insight on college football week 0, which I call week 1. How can you call a college football week 0? Hey, there's no such thing as week 0. It's week 1. Hey, everybody's program week 1. I don't know where you get week 0. All right, Nevada Wolfpack taking on New Mexico. The Wolfpack, a 9-point favorite. We have Nevada at 72.2% chance of winning compared to 27.2. And speaking of quarterbacks, the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Koji Fajardo used to play with the Nevada Wolfpack. You remember that? And I bet you now you know the rest of the story on that one. Let me see, what's the total? We got the total at 49, and also that first game, also 49.2. So two really tight totals here in the Raymond report for the first two games, and 27.2% chance of winning for the New Mexico State. Is it Aggies? New Mexico State Aggies or Lobos? I always get mixed up with New Mexico and New Mexico State. I think it's the Aggies, right? If I'm not mistaken. Wyoming Cowboys taking on the Illinois fighting Illini. The Illini, a 11-point favorite. The over-under set at 44. We do have Illinois winning this one at 69.3% compared to 27.5 for Wyoming. And our total, we have it landing on 40, so another game we'd like to go under. Connecticut taking on Utah State, the Aggies. The Aggies, a 27-point favorite, a 94.5% chance of winning on the Aggies against the Huskies. And we do have the total landing on 63.7, so we do like this one to go over the total. The 49ers, not San Francisco, but Charlotte 49ers taking on the Owls of Florida Atlantic. 7-point favorite for Florida Atlantic, and the over-under is set at 57. And we do have Florida Atlantic winning by 72.4% compared to 27.1 for the Charlotte Charlotte 49ers, and the over-under landing on 55.7. So we do like this one to go under the total according to the forecast. North Texas taking on UTEP, and we do have the Mean Green favored by 1 on the road, and the over-under at 55. We got the total listed at 54.4. So again, all these totals very, very close, and we'll see what happens there. A 50.5% chance of winning for the home underdog compared to 48.2 for North Texas. And the last game on the schedule for week 0, which I call week 1, is minus 6.5 for Vanderbilt, and Hawaii 55 is the total, and we do have the Commodores winning at 57.5% compared to 41.9 for the Warriors, and we got that total landing on 53. So another game we like to go under the total, and that is your college football week 0 computer forecast, courtesy of the Raymond Report right here at atsstats.com. All right, man, that's that was a long one, eh? That was CFL and college football all wrapped up in one right there. All right, let me, you missed the show introduction, mini Ron rant. Yeah, the mini Ron rant. Thanks for the update. I'm on the under, says Brent. Which one is that? I'm still in Minnesota getting ready to head home soon, says Gloria K. And yeah, so good to have you back here, Gloria K. I know you're on the road and you're following your son's golf tour. So wish you all the best, safe trips, and we'll see you soon when you get back in Chicago. All right, any questions you guys have on the show or anything, CFL, college football, or Major League Baseball. And again, Ross Benjamin will be live with us here on Thursday. Everybody who knows my good friend Ross, he's one of the good guys in the industry, a long time. Won't be his first time, but hey, Ross has done a lot of barbecue tours here in the sports handicapping industry, and he does know his sports betting. And you guys might remember Ross a couple years ago. We used to do the show together, and Ross is one sharp cat, and I'm looking forward to talking to Ross. We had a little little preview show last week we did on the side, and yeah, he's fired up and he's looking forward to doing this. All right, let's take a look at the games today in Major League Baseball. And let me see, they was getting very physical. BC Lions, Saskatchewan, says Brent Vianney. They take each other. Yeah, you know what? The CFL, there's a lot of late stuff happening after the whistle I don't like, especially when we lose our starting quarterback Mazzoli, Jeremiah Mazzoli. Remember him from Oregon? He's here in Ottawa now, and we had a dirty shot here in week 3 or 4 against Saskatchewan, but we won't get into that right now because I don't want my mood to change, right? Since we're 1-8. All right, back to baseball. Hey.
Holy cow!
Yeah, playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Yeah, we're not making the playoffs here in Ottawa, that's for sure. All right, St. Louis in a doubleheader today at Wrigley. Game number 1, you got Adam Wainwright, the old veteran, going up against Javier Assad of the Chicago Cubs. Cardinals on an 8-game win streak, and you can see minus 180 is the line. I got the Cardinals winning at 57.1% in game number 1, 43.1 for the Cubbies, and the chance of this one going over the total is at 47%. You got St. Louis bullish 6 days, also Cubbies bullish 6 days, so should be a good one today, a doubleheader at Wrigley. All right, you got the Atlanta Braves taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Huge line here on the Braves, minus 275. That line could have change. You got Max Fried going up against JT Brubaker, and looking at the Braves coming off a 2-1 win. I believe that game was yesterday against the Bucks. 91.6% chance of winning today for Atlanta compared to let me see, 31.9. Let me just bring that a little lower so this way you can see the logo. Hey, I'm just doing a double take. See, when you're a one-man show, you got to do the production, and you got to keep an eye on the screen, so that way when people look at the screen on the replay and they're saying, why does he cut off the logo, right? So I just caught myself right there, and hopefully it's okay. I'm just waiting for, there's a 7-second delay, so that's why I got to stretch it out, like they say in the production room, stretch it out so you can see the logo. There we go. All right, so you got 91.6% for the Braves, 31.9% for the Bucks, who are now on a 3-game losing streak. They are 2-8 in their last 10 games, 7-3 to the over. And looking at the Atlanta Braves, 8-2 in their last 10, and 4-6 to the under, and having a really good year. A bullish against C Bears team, and maybe that's one thing you were talking about there, Daniel Schwartz, the 1 unit recommendation against a 0 unit. And did you say if the team was overvalued? Something to really look at. Yeah, I love the fact you guys are doing some of your homework. I love that. All right, Chicago White Sox taking on the Baltimore Orioles at Camden Yards, and looking at the line, you got minus 145. You got Dylan Cease going up against Austin Voth today of the O's, and the O's have been really good. I gotta admit, in the month of August, I've made some pretty good cash. Hey, where's my cash soundbite here? Let me see here.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, they've been doing us some straight cash. Chicago White Sox coming off a 6-4 loss to Kansas City in their last game, and you can see, I believe that game was yesterday. You get these weird scheduling Monday games, right? They go play that one game. Remember Houston and the Yankees a couple of weeks ago? You get these weird one-game series, right? Just those rainy day games. 51.7% chance today for the Chicago White Sox up against the Baltimore Orioles, who've been neutral now for 10 days. Neutral means either 4-3, 3-4 in their last 10 games. I do have a 4-unit recommendation if you do like Baltimore, and a 3 on the Chicago White Sox. I got the total landing on 8.17. The Kogo is at 60%. Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total, and we do like it to go over here today at Camden Yards. I don't like betting overs when you got one of the teams ace going that day, right? Cincinnati taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies a minus 220 favorite. Now, here's the thing. We all want winners, right? But the thing is, when you get to the end of August like this and September, this is where, and football starts coming in, this is where a lot of sports bettors start leaving the yard, because you get these lines of minus 220, minus 340, and you're going to start seeing more and more of these days where you're going to look at the board and you're going to see a lot of picks you like, but you're not going to like the price, right? And this is why sometimes, and I saw this also in hockey this year. Remember after the trade deadline, I kept telling you guys, I said, man, I like a lot of teams, the favorites today, but I'm not paying 300, 200 and something. And I think we're going to get to that stretch of the season where you're going to see a lot of these teams they get to these prices where it's like, man, I like him, but I'm not laying 300 or whatever. So buyer beware type thing, right? 65.3% chance of winning today with Ranger Suarez going on the hill today against Nick Lodolo, the lefty for the Reds. And looking at the Reds, 4-6 in their last 10, and I do have them at C neutral today. And Cincinnati against those B-type teams, 17-27, where Philadelphia 32-20 against C-type teams this season. All right, the Subway Series, you got the Yankees taking on the New York Mets. And you can see here, Frankie Montas, I don't think he's got a win yet since he's been traded over to the Bronx Bombers, taking on Taijuan Walker of the Metropolitans. And looking at the line on this game, minus 130, 8.5 is the total. And we do have the Yankees winning at 57.2% compared to 40.4 for the Mets. And looking at the Mets, Taijuan Walker going today. And looking at Taijuan on the season, let me take a look at his record. 10-3 with a 3.36 ERA. Frankie Montas, 4-10, 3.87 ERA. I'll have to look at this one a little bit, dig deeper more into the numbers. Last 4 games for the Yankees have gone under the total. 4-6 in their last 10. 80% of the Yankees' last 10 games have gone under the total. That's why you see the percentage play at 67% on the KOGO. Again, KOGO stands for chance of game going over the total, and 9.07. Maybe the over is where you want to go if Frankie Montas stays the way he's been pitching, right? Halos taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. You got Corey Kluber going today for the Rays up against Jose Suarez of the Halos. Now the Rays minus 180, over under set at a touchdown. You got the Halos on a 3-game losing streak. Last 4 games have gone under the total. Tampa Bay on a 3-game win streak. Their last 4 have gone under. That's why you're seeing the KOGO at a very high 77%. I'm giving the Rays today a 53.8% chance of winning compared to 41.1 for the LA Angels. San Francisco taking on the Detroit Tigers. Now, we talked about the Giants at the top of the show in the workshop. San Francisco 5-0 on the road against non-conference opponents this season. Carlos Rodon going to toe the rubber here today against Drew Hutchison for the Tigers. Now, the Giants, a minus 225. This is what I'm talking about, right? This is, man...
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
Yeah, I don't like these big prices on teams like San Francisco. And when you look at the Giants, here's a team with a losing record on the road, 26-32, and they're minus 225. This is what I'm talking about, right? You get into the month of, it's like overpriced August or something. I just don't like these high prices, and I know it's Detroit and they're not too good. In fact, Detroit at home 27-34 on the year at home at Common America Park. A 15.7% chance of winning today for the Tigers compared to 66 for San Fran. And, it's the Tigers, and I know the percentage play is there. But again, I just don't know if I can lay 225 on Rodon. A C-type team, let's be honest. A C-type team, 16-61 on the year. All right, one of the games on the night, along with the Mets and Yankees. Man, the American League East, some really good teams in that division. You got the Boston Red Sox hosting the Toronto Blue Jays at Fenway Park tonight. First pitch tonight at Fenway, 7:10 Eastern. You got Josh Winkowski going up against Ross Stripling, the utility guy, right? Ross can do anything. He can play. You put him in the bullpen, he'll give you a great outing. You can put him on the starting rotation. You know what? If the playoffs started today, do you put Ross Stripling in the first 3? Hey, you got Manoah, you got maybe Barrios. You just don't put Barrios on the road, and then you put Stripling. I think that's it's an okay starting 3. Last 3 games for the Blue Jays have have gone under the total. Now, the chance of winning this game does favor Boston tonight at 49.01% compared to 46.5% for the Blue Jays, whose last 3 games have gone under the total. I do have this total landing on 9.6 here tonight, but the Kogo is at 67%. Again, Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total. Ross Stripling, Josh Winkowski. I just don't know if I want to bet the under in that one, but I will probably lean with the Blue Jays over Boston. All right, Rodon on the mound. Might have to see what his K's is at. Daniel Schwartz, can you explain the difference between a VI in the computer picks and a DMVI in the Raymond report, how they relate to the book? So yeah, so this here, what you're seeing here, the VI, I gotta fix that. It hasn't been updated since we updated our value report, and because we're not a big operation like ESPN or Fox, some of these things you're gonna catch these errors. So ignore the VI here and follow the DMVI on the value page. But I will talk to the programmer today, Daniel, and hopefully we'll get that fixed. But again, thanks for bringing that up to my attention, because it's these little things that, when people, dot the I's, cross the T's, I agree. These things have to be the fix, but follow the DMVI on your VPP. All right, St. Louis minus 140 against the Cubbies at 9 is the total. Jake Woodford taking on Adrian Sampson. Now, this is the doubleheader. This is a second game, and we do like the percentage play again on the cards in game number 2. Arizona taking on Kansas City at Kansas City, and again, the Royals against non-conference opponent, 4-1 to the over in non-conference games at home at Kauffman Stadium. You got minus 125 with Zach Davies on the hill today. Again, Jonathan Easley of the Royals, 48.7% chance compared to 47 for Kansas City. So very tight percentage play here favoring the D-backs. But again, a C-type team up against another C-type team, coming off a big win yesterday against Michael Kopech and the Chicago White Sox. 6-4 was the final, and D-backs, they lost a game they could have won on Sunday against the Cardinals. And the reason why I know that, because I had Arizona on my bullpen picks, and that game, there was a 4 I want to say 4-3 or something like that, and then it was 5-4 St. Louis, and then they got an extra one. But yeah, the Cards won that one 6-4. Arizona on a 3-game losing streak, and looking at today's Zach Davies, so 2-8 and under for Arizona the last 10 games, and for Kansas City they are 3-7. Kogo's at 51%, and that's one thing I like about the Kogo. If you're playing totals, I always try to get it near like the 46 to 54 mark, that $10 range I always talk about, 10% range. And check out the total, 9.07. So we do like it to go over the total today at Kauffman Stadium. Minnesota taking on the Houston Astros. Now the Twinkies coming off a 2-1 loss to the Texas Rangers in their last game. Last 5 games for Minnesota have gone under, and today you got Aaron Sanchez going up against the old veteran Justin Verlander. Again, minus 380. There's these crazy prices again. There's a 73.4% chance of winning today for Verlander at Minute Maid Park against Sanchez. And looking at the over-under for Minnesota, 1-8-1 in their last 10 games. Texas taking on Colorado. The Rockies going to send Herman Marquez to the hill against Dane Dunning for the Texas Rangers. And you can see here, Rangers on a 3-game win streak. Big win yesterday against Minnesota, 2-1. I guess another one of those playing games. And for the Rockies, a 9-8 loss to San Francisco. I believe that game was on Sunday. And 50.8% chance of winning for the Rockies, 49.02 for Texas. Kogo's at 66%. Texas now on a 7-3 run. So Texas Rangers, looking at their cycle right now, neutral 10 days against Colorado, Bears 6 days. So yeah, Texas has got the hot hand. So maybe take a look at the Texas Rangers today at Coors Field. Cleveland taking on the San Diego Padres tonight at Petco. You got a 9:40 first pitch start, 58% chance of winning for the Padres compared to 40.6 for the Guardians, who are 6-4 in the last 10 games, playing on 2 days rest. Again, remember that Peacock game that got canceled, so they're playing on 2 days rest. You got Aaron Savali going up against Mike Clevenger of the San Diego Padres. Minus 145 is the line, 8 is the total, and looking at the Kogels at 59%, and looking at the let's say non-conference game here at San Diego. Let me see. Yeah, so National League 4-1 to the over. Maybe the over when San Diego's at home against those non-conference opponent. 4-1 to the over, 80%. So maybe the over is where you want to lean here today. Oakland taking on Miami. You got the A's, a home underdog against Pablo Lopez against Zach Logue, and looking at the line -140. 7 is the total, and we do like the A's, though. Home underdog on the percentage play. 54.2% chance of winning compared to 50.8. And if you like the underdog, you always say, right? Anytime I get 40% or higher, I do like the dog roll. Anytime it's at 40%. And you're getting a pretty good pitcher. Well, started the year pretty good. And, maybe he's got dead arm in the second half. And you got Milwaukee. Pulled the upset last night against the Dodger Blue. 4-0 was the final. And today you got Corbin Burns going up against Tony Gonsolin. Look at that pitching matchup right there. That's a good one. Too bad it's going to be at 10:10 this evening. I'll probably be able to watch maybe 3 innings before I start fading away. Let me see here. 58.5% chance of winning for the Dodger Blue compared to 40% for the Brew Crew, who are, as I mentioned, on a 2-game win streak. Kogels at 55%. And for, let me see here, the Dodgers 6-4 in the last 10. And you know what? Tony Gonsolin having a really good year. In fact, looking at his record on the season, 11-1 or something like that. Tony Gonsolin, 15-1. Sorry, Tony, didn't mean to shortchange you there. 2.12 ERA against Corbin Burns, 9-5 with a 2.45 ERA. I do like the Dodgers in this one. And then you got Washington taking on the Mariners at T-Mobile Park. Again, here's that crazy price again. -270 with Robbie Ray on the hill against Eric Fetty of the Nationals. The Nationals on a 2-game losing streak. Last 2 games I've gone under the total, and looking at the Kogo is at 49%. I got this total landing on 7.9, so we do like it to go over the total tonight at T-Mobile Park. And folks, there you have it.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
That was a beautiful report by the Raymond Report right here at atsstats.com, and hopefully we were able to get you some pearls of information for today's games on the diamond, and hopefully you guys have yourself a good day at the window, as they say. All right, let's get on to the top 5 sports betting options today. Now, again, just like you do when you're buying stocks, you're going through all your blue chip stocks or maybe your penny stocks, and that's what I call my C-type teams, my penny stocks, right? And today's top 5 sports betting option coming in number 5 is the Cleveland Guardians, who are neutral 7 days with a 40.6% chance of winning today against the San Diego Padres. The New York Mets coming in at number 4 sports betting option on a neutral 7 days, and against those A-type teams, they do have a winning percentage of 56%, and we're giving them a 40.4% chance of winning tonight against the Yankees. And you know what? Like I said, there's that 40% mark. So if you do like the Mets, maybe they'll bounce back here today. You got Taijuan Walker going on the hill here today, so you just don't know. But looking at the New York Yankees, who are they sending again? They are sending, survey says, Frankie Montas. You know what? The Mets do look pretty good here on the option page. Philadelphia taking on Cincinnati. We got the Phillies winning at 65.3%, but the bad news is you got to lay 220. Texas, there's that penny stock. Hey, and then again, maybe this is a good analogy. You know, the blue chip stocks. You know, your Apples, your Teslas, your Hashar Bertha. Warren Buffett stock. Hey, I'm starting to get a little fatigued here. Hey, can't even remember the Berkshire Hathaway, right? All right, so those are your blue chip stocks. Those are your B and your A type teams, and this is the Texas, the C type teams. That's what I call my penny stocks, right? The same type of thing of analogy when you're buying into the Texas Rangers. Just know that you are what your record says you are, and you're betting on a C type team, but they're coming in at number 2 today on the sports betting option against Colorado. 49.02% chance of winning against Colorado at Coors Field, mind you. So be careful tonight if you are betting Texas. And your number 1 betting option today is, it looks like a blue chip stock, Baltimore against the Chicago White Sox at plus 125. In neutral 10 days and against those B-type teams on the year, winning 51% of the games. But the bad news is I'm only giving them a 39.4% chance of winning. So So the underdog doesn't meet my 40% requirement. So I probably won't make my members pick, and it definitely won't make my premium pick. All right, hey.
Money never sleeps, pal. Just made 800,000 Hong Kong gold.
800,000 on Hong Kong gold. All right, bullpenpicks.com. That's where I make my selections each and every day. And this morning I said, you know what? How's the daily record doing? So if you go to bullpenpicks.com and you click on daily record, how are we doing on time? Pretty good. You can see here we give you the gold, silver, and bronze pick every day. And looking out through the month of August, to see how many times we swept the board, that means like a day like, let me see here, right here on August 7th, LA, Philadelphia, Mets. We hit the trifecta right there, and we hit it 5 times in the month of August, so it's pretty good. If you go to bullpenpicks.com, make sure you go to the daily record and go look at the gold, silver, and bronze pick. And again, if you're looking for like a 3-team parlay, if you want to put some beer and pizza money on it, we hit 5 times out of 22 days, so that's pretty good. That's close to 25% in my book, so that's not too bad. Maybe a little bit more, but yeah, so check it out. The top scorers right now, the people you want to follow: Artie the Man, One Man Party, Arthur Kent 747, Ron Raymond at 372, and there's Magnums at 285, and the most followed is Magnums at 18 followers. So you want to follow Magnums baseball picks right here at bullpenpicks.com. And the best way to use this site is once you log in, go to Make Picks. Use the scroll, or if you're on a mobile device, and the pull down menu, and put your confidence level towards the selections you like, and then at the bottom save your selections, and then go and compare your picks with the other players that you're doing picks with. So the people I'm following now have not made their picks yet, but you want to check it out at bullpenpicks.com. All right, Allen Iverson, take it away.
We talking about practice, not a game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
It's not silly because it's the 80% Club, and it's all about the fun facts. Let's get to the fun facts for today, Ruby Tuesday. Hey, just like Lucky Tuesday in race number 1 today at Belterra. Don't think I forget that, eh? Belterra Park today, race number 1, Lucky Tuesday. Put 10 to win, 10 to place on the 2-horse Lucky Tuesday. Speaking of Tuesday, it's a Ruby Tuesday, and the Philadelphia Phillies are 14-1 as a minus 200, 220 home favorite, coming off a win over a National Central Division opponent since 1996. That's good for 93%. The Dodgers 11-1 as a home team with a total 6.5 to 7.5 this season. The under, speaking of Ruby Tuesday, the under is 9-1 for Boston as they pick them the 120 home underdog, playing on a Ruby Tuesday the last 10 years. The over 9-1 for Kansas City as they pick them the 120 home underdog, coming off a game where they allowed exactly 4 runs against in their last 4 years. That's good for 90%. And the Rays 9-1 as a 160-180 home favorite, playing in the month of August the last 7 years. And let's leave this here on the mic drop right here. The Atlanta Braves 15-2 as a road team, coming off a game that went under the total this year, and that's good for 88.2%.
We talking about practice, not a game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
Best soundbite in sports, eh? Along with Mike Singletary.
Our formula is this. We go out, we hit people in the mouth.
Boom. Hey, we're out there, and let's go hit our bookies in the mouth here for a Tuesday, August 23rd. And as they say in show business, folks, that's a wrap for a Tuesday, August 23rd. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. If you do enjoy the show, please hit that like button. Come on, we only got 9 likes. Is that all this show is worth to you guys? 9 likes? And I bust my hump here every day, and all I get is 9 likes? Well, how silly is that, eh, Alan?
We talking about practice.
Okay, maybe I need more practice. All right, Harry Carey, let's take us out of here.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
To be the man, you gotta be the man.
Joe, own the Chiefs.
Owns.
I don't know.
Struggling.
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Great cash, homie.
Holy cow!
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here?
Woo! said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.